guys, Nikki here. I'm just here to do a short book haul video. I have a few here. I have a few other ones I'm going to talk about briefly. I do not have them out because we are in the process of packing and I definitely don't know which box they're in. I'm just lazy, so I'll talk about them after the fact and I'll just put the pictures up on screen. So to start off, I will go with this one. This is one of the books I got from Thrift Books. I had 2 books in that order. I'm really excited for them, actually. I did post a little video kind of giving my thoughts on LeVar Burton Reads, which is a podcast similar to, which is like the adult version of Reading Rainbow. LeVar Burton picks some adult short stories and reads them out to you, and I have been absolutely enjoying it. And this first book I have is called The Girl Who Loved Animals. And the reason I got it is because it has the story Kin in it, which is one of the short stories. I believe it is actually the first short story that LeVar Burton did on his podcast, and I adored it so much that I wanted to get a collection of short stories by this author, Bruce McAllister, because I thought it'd be really interesting, and since I enjoyed the first one so much, I can't imagine that I'll enjoy the other ones any less. So that's why I got this, and I'm really excited about it. The second Thrift Books book is The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards, and I do not remember what this is about or why I got it. It says that a doctor delivers his twins, and one of the babies is normal and one of the babies appears to have Down syndrome. Because apparently he's a big ass, he sends the kid with Down syndrome away. The nurse that's helping him is supposed to take her to a home. The back says that instead she raises the child as her own. So it sounds like it'll be completely heartbreaking, and I'm a little bit excited to read it, and I also completely forgot that I ordered it. All right. And then my other one, my final book to open on camera. It says Book Outlet, but I'm pretty sure it came from Amazon. Really weird packaging for a single book, and that was super hard to cut through. I don't like it. And got my final one here. It is called The Dichotomy of Leadership. It's a nonfiction that's supposed to help you understand kind of what leaders do, and kind of within that also allow you to learn how to more effectively lead when it is your turn to fill that role. I actually got this for my fiance mostly. I'm excited to try to give it a read as well. But the type of workplace he works in, I know he has difficult interactions with some of his leaders, and so when I thought of this, I thought it would be good just for him to read to kind of get an idea, maybe understand the decisions being made, even if he doesn't agree with them, and how he himself can, as he rises through the ranks of this company, just become a more effective leader himself when he gets into that role. And those are the 3 that I have to show you. I'll go through a few other ones here in another order I got, again from Book Outlet. I'll put the covers up here. One I got is called My Name is Leon. It sounds like a really heart-wrenching story. It's about a little boy who's separated from his baby brother when they enter foster care, and he goes through some really tough times himself, and the story is described as being his journey to reunite with his little brother. I'm really excited to read that one. I'm expecting tons of tears. Another one I got was called Eliza and Her Monsters. That one is, I think, pretty popular a few years ago on BookTube, well before I was on here. I've heard a few different reviews of it, and I think it sounds like it'll be really good. Again, it's packed up, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Another book I got was called Dragon and Thief. It is the first in like a young adult / like teen series. I have finished it. I just haven't done a review for it. And again, it is also packed up. It is about this boy who kind of is just in the right place at the right time to help save this symbiotic alien, and they're not sure if the symbiosis is going to work well, but it does, and now they're going on kind of figuring out what's going on, and the symbiotic alien is helping the boy, the teen, kind of solve what's his problem is to what's going on, and to help him investigate a little bit to get a good idea of what's happening. And I had gotten kind of like this really beautiful like pop-up version of Beauty and the Beast, and I loved it so much. It was so intricate and beautiful that I decided to also get a copy of a different story done the same way, and I got The Little Mermaid. It's beautiful, and it's just the story of the Little Mermaid and a bunch of other little tales. I love folklore like that, so I'm really excited to read it, and it is just beautifully illustrated, and once I review it you will see and understand, and I'm really excited to read it, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, I can't wait to get into it. Oh, I lied, I have more things. All right, sorry for that guys. I am having a rough time keeping track of everything because like I said, we're packing to move. So I actually have a small pile of other books to read through. These ones I'm really excited about. They're the manga for One Punch Man. He started as a webcomic, and that's where my fiance and I started reading it. It has since become a really, I don't want to say popular because I don't know how many people know about it, but they've done it as an anime and it's beautiful, and I'm really, really excited to look at and read these when they're when the characters are a little bit better drawn. The guy that did the webcomic, brilliant storyteller, not as talented artist. And so I'm excited to see how the manga reflects the anime, because the anime was like frame for frame from the webcomic, and it was a great time. I have another one, or a book. It's called 1,000 Pieces of You. It's the first installment in a series. I think there were 3 of them. I got it off of Amazon, and what it is it's this young woman is jumping through gates to alternate dimensions to hunt down the man who killed her parents. It looks like it'll be young adult. Kind of excited to see how it is. I don't know if it'll be as dark as I would hope, but it sounds like a really interesting premise, so I'm gonna give the first book a shot. Because I have really nothing else to do, I'm also gonna show you guys the books I got from my library. I've been using my library a lot more, doing a lot of audiobooks, getting a lot of physical copies here. Just with moving, we're trying to refigure out our budget, so I haven't been buying as much. The first one I got here is The Poppy War. I'm actually just finished this one. I'm gonna be putting up a review for it, not in the not too distant future as well. It was an interesting book. It's about basically this girl, she writes like these empire-wide exams to try to get into universities, and she's striving to get into the top academies because she is from a more poverty-stricken background. She doesn't have money. And if you get into the highest one, tuition is covered by the empire. And so it's kind of her story of studying for that, and then her story of being in school. Really interesting. It's kind of a fantasy school setting at a military academy in a culture that has a lot of Chinese influence. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I will be putting a review up for this. The next one I have up is The Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. I'm interested in this one. I just started it. As you can see, I'm like 30-ish pages in. I'm not really sure what to make of it so far. Basically, so far, it's this gal. She is trying to ascend to the throne after the death of her father, and there's just some weird political things, like her mom is still alive but not around, and she's these 2 orphan twins who her father took in, who are friends / adopted family, and I'm not really sure how it's going to play out. I'm intrigued so far, but we'll see what happens. I feel like this one kind of has the same kind of Eastern Asian influence, so I'll be really interested to see that. I don't typically read a lot of these, but I have heard some of the lore, so I decided to jump into some fantasy based with those kinds of elements, and I've been really enjoying the results so far. That is all of the books. Here is my little haul, and once I get through these books, I will let you guys know what I think. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.